Ashbury Senior Computer Community Center, ASC3, is a 501c3 nonprofit organization located in the heart of Cleveland at 11011 Ashbury Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio 44106.
The reason it's been able to sustain itself is because it was an idea whose time was ripe. There were so many people. I mean, computers had just started becoming the main thing. You absolutely had to have one, and too many people didn't. And Wanda having this vision, it's still an issue. The digital divide hasn't disappeared. If anything, it's gotten bigger. And so there's a significant need for it now. So the need is still there. The need is great. She was the right place at the right time with the right idea.
The Ashbury Center's immediate community, the area in the neighborhood around the center, has had an enormous benefit from having the center located here since 2002. I think you can see that in the number of people who keep coming in once they've taken classes to get to learn some more, who volunteer at the center and who volunteer not just to help teach other people, but also help to support the center with money, help to support the center with logistics.
ASC3 was established to implement positive initiatives which provides empowering technology resources to greater Cleveland residents. Young adults 18 to 40, mature adults 45 to 64, and senior citizens 65 and older.
I've taken many classes here at ASC3, and what keeps me coming back is the learning atmosphere and the eagerness of the teachers to assist you in everything that you do not know.
Here at the Ashbury Center, being an instructor is really a great thing. It's really rewarding. I enjoy helping out the people that didn't know anything about technology, especially my seniors over at the Helen S. Brown Center.
But at Ashbury, I find that whatever information you want, the instructors, they're compassionate, they're caring, and they're genuinely concerned about sharing all of the information that they have.
Well, one of the first things I do love teaching. And a lot of times you do have students that come in that have never worked on a computer before, and it takes a lot of patience to be able to help them. But the rewarding piece is that at the end of the day, that they are able to get on the internet and they are able to do job searches.
Being an instructor here, we actually train our students on how to work the popular suite, which is Microsoft Office. Most jobs, even if they're entry level, want all employees to know how to do some type of spreadsheeting, some type of letter, some type of mail merge. So we here at Ashbury, we take the time and the pride in showing all our clients how to work the Microsoft Office suites. Without those, I mean, 9 times out of 10, any job that you apply for or resume, they want to see some type of experience with Microsoft Office, no matter what position you're in.
Though our primary goal remains seniors and our mature adults, the Ashbury Center has continued to meet the needs of the community over the years, and thus we have expanded our services to impact younger adults as well as youth. And so we have an intergenerational component that goes along with the senior program.
In our 10-year span, we've had the opportunity to train more than 3,200 individuals. We've also had the opportunity to collaborate with many wonderful organizations like One Community in our Connect Your Community project. With our local partners, we connected over 7,000 individuals to the internet.
Especially the seniors, they come in here and they realize that their life's not over, okay? They can still learn, and now they can start to interact, and now they feel a part of society. You know, you have to be part of this digital community if you want to participate. From a more practical standpoint, as you get up in age, you're not as mobile as you used to be. By being familiar with the internet and email and everything, gives you a window on the world. You can also learn to shop, and it's going to get to the point where they can actually use it as a tool to enhance their quality of life.
Digital is now English language. If you can't speak that language, it is very difficult to get a good job. I mean, and I'm not just talking a job, a good job, any job. Pizza places are using computers. You have to know that language. It's become essential. And so that's why it's still important. As I said before, this is key.
So you might can get away with not having Facebook, and you might can get away with not having an email, but you can't in today's, if you want to move forward with the economy, you can, or just global and what's going on in your community and the world today, you have to be able to know how to work the computer.
Well, I think it's very important to the community because if one learns something in the community, that makes that community better. So I'm one in the community, and I share with my friends, if you need something, email or fax, or I can do it for you. If you need help on a resume, I can do that, because in word processing, they teach you how to do it and teach you the right format. And I've just learned those things. So to me, it's a wonderful thing to be able to help in our community.
But I think it's also important to understand the role that the center has played in the city. This is one of the very few neighborhood institutions that addresses technology as a community strategy in the city, and that has been able to be sustainable in that role for a long period of time. Frankly, this is probably the single best training facility in the city in terms of basic computer skills.
The humanitarian-centered philosophy of ASC3 provides a nurturing atmosphere conducive for clients to learn and thrive, regardless of educational and/or financial barriers.
Ashbury Community Center adds value because it was located and is located in a place, high population. There were so many people around here. This is a unique environment. Down the street, you have VA, all that money. Up the street, you have Case Western Reserve. You have the cultural center of Cleveland located here, and high poverty. How did the two coexist? This is crazy. And in the middle of that, Ashbury Senior Computer Center, they come in and say, we haven't forgotten about the people who live here. We haven't forgotten about the people who need this kind of help, in spite of all the other stuff that's around it. That's why it's still important now. I mean, that hasn't changed. That dynamic hasn't changed.
Well, here at the Ashbury Center, we also strive to be visible community leaders. We provide opportunities for our participants to really get involved. One is the Youth Empowered by Seniors program, and another example is the ASC3 Alumni Organization.
In those classes, we've learned how to email, how to work with Microsoft word processing, do PowerPoint, Publisher, and Excel. I found it to be very interesting, and I just keep coming back.
Having a computer in my home has allowed me to be on the internet whenever I want to, as opposed to going to the library and catching them when they're open, or hoping that I can get online. Because at the library, you never know if you can get a computer or not. So having one in the house is real good.
Because it's, you know, I've learned new friends, got to meet new people, and that's also important, you know, especially when you're retired, and that helps to fill some of that downtime that you have now.
Over the past 10 years, the Ashbury Center has formulated over 40 collaborations and partnerships. We realize that we cannot do all of this great work alone. And so some of those partnerships include some of our local banks such as PNC, Fifth Third, and Key Bank. We have some exceptional funding entities that include the Cleveland Foundation with the Time Warner grant, the United Black Fund of Greater Cleveland, the City of Cleveland, as well as Neighborhood Connections, just to name a few. We also have individuals who make donations, monetary contributions to the center, but in order for us to continue to impact hundreds and thousands of Greater Clevelanders, we need more support.
When I first walked into Ashbury 2.5 years ago, I was really shocked to see that this was like a best-kept secret. This was something I never witnessed before in anywhere. So, I mean, when I walked into Ashbury and found that there was a computer center with over 30-something computers in it, just off in a little community, I was like, oh my gosh, this is something that's needed everywhere. Access is a grave, important part of society being able to keep up with technology. If you don't have access, then you can't be a part of the team.
Technology is in greater demand today than it ever was yesterday. We've done a lot, but we have a lot more to do. We have to continue to educate, train, and equip individuals to use technology. If we are to bring the jobs of tomorrow to our region, we have to continue the work we've begun. We have to expand into the communities all throughout the Northeast and make using technology a regular everyday tool for everyone we come in contact with.
We are a generation of people that's not quite literate, and we don't try to help ourselves. So the more people in the community that are taking classes like this, the better off your community may be.
I use the internet to advance my life by researching health issues, especially food, because I am a health fanatic. You know, I'm a raw foodist, so is my wife, and we do food classes. And it's mainly because of the research I've done here at Ashbury that I've learned how to do that.
I would say to anyone who's interested in making a contribution, whether it's corporate or individual, that they should get out their textbooks and write a big check. It's too important. As I said, it's the language. This is now's language. Today's language is digital. And the digital gap is getting bigger. It's not getting smaller. There are too many people who are being left behind. It's not just seniors. It's not African Americans. There's so many poor people who don't have access to this.
Well, as an original funder, you know, I did it because I believed in Ms. Wanda Davis, the founder. Now that I've come in and, you know, over the years, seen how it's grown and the contribution that is actually made to the society, as I said, it speaks for itself. And if I were speaking to someone and trying to encourage them to invest in this, this is only the tip of the iceberg, okay? This is the type of example of how a community uplifts itself. You're not depending on government, you're not depending on a handout. This is where people get value and feel that they are making a meaningful contribution to society.
And they'll never catch up if these services are not provided, and especially free of charge. So anyone who's interested in that, who cares about people, this is where you would invest the money. This is what you would do. It makes more sense to me than anything else. I can go buy a pair of shoes for $50, $60. Why not take that same money and sow it into something like this that reaps tremendous dividends for the people who are served by it?